Hi there, it's Donna from Taffy Crafting, and if this is the first time that you've come across me, hello. I do quite simple and ideal for beginner projects in card making and in 3D gift bags, that type of thing. Never anything too complicated. For me, it's all about showing off the amazing products. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator, and that's what I enjoy the most, is just showing you the wonderful products that we have. And this one that I'm showing you today, I'm going to show you a stamp set that I've not used before, and also this DSP that's called In Good Taste. You get 24 12 by 12 sheets of this. These are just 6 by 6s because we've sliced them up with a paper share that I'm part of. And it is about textures. This is the one I'm going to be using today. I've got scraps of what I've got left because I just can't part with it. So I made a card, and this was like a wall with a little dog set outside it. We've got these type of, I call these carpet textures. I've got wood, your bathroom floor, more wood, more wood. This one I particularly like. I think that's really nice. I like the grey in that. So that looks like, again, it's carpet, pink carpet. Some more wood, some more stone. I love this blue on here. I think that's really nice. Love it. And then we've got some more texture there. These tiles are gorgeous. I made a box with paper quite similar to that. I think I've run out of that now. More paint, more wood. That one's beautiful. I love that, with the lighter wood on the back. So there are some designs that I've actually, let me show you another one I've got over here. There are designs of paper I've already used, but here's another one. I made a box out of this, and that tiled effect. It's beautiful. So these are ideal for real, generic cards. If you've just got a stack of cards at home, you don't know if they're going to end up being sent to men or women, or people that like flowers, people who don't like flowers. You've got that selection there. So what I'm going to be doing today, like I said, is using this one. I've already cut this out ready. So this is like, it's like a pink wall that's got white splodged all over it. So I'm going to use that, but I've got a white card base. I'm following a sketch today. That's what I've been doing a lot of recently, just to show you that if you really have no idea what it is that you want to make, but you want to make something, go on Pinterest and search sketches for card making, and there are lots of them. So by the end of the video, if you stick around to the end of the video, you'll see the final image of what I went for. So I've got a card base here. This measures 4 1/8 by 11 3/4. And I've just scored down the long side at 5 7/8. I've then got a piece of this DSP that I have trimmed down to 4 inches by 5 3/4. You could, if you want to, put a contrasting layer against this. Now I was going to put, this is Rococo Rose, and I wanted a piece of Rococo Rose card behind it, and then realised I'd run out, which I was absolutely gutted about. So I've done something else with the Rococo Rose, but not in the cardstock. So in that case, your card behind it would be 4 inches by 5 3/4, and then this would measure 3 7/8 by 5 5/8. But I've not got that layer, so I'm doing 4 inches by 5 3/4. All of the measurements are on my blog, so don't worry about trying to write all of them down. Although when I'm crafting and watching YouTube tutorials, I do like to write them down. I sometimes like to make them as I go along. So I'm hoping I haven't confused you too much there. So what I'm doing here, because I haven't got the background cardstock, this piece of DSP measures 4 inches by 5 3/4. And I love layering in my card making. Absolutely love it. I just think it gives a really nice effect. So when you're first starting your card making, maybe don't worry about the layers, but as you become more experienced and you get used to all the measurements, then start putting your layering in. I've got a schmooze there of glue. So that's what I'm starting off with. So I'm just going to put that to one side for a moment. And the next thing I'm going to do is create a bit of layering that's going to sit in the middle of the card. So I've got a piece of basic black cardstock here. This measures 4.5 by 3.25. And that's going to sit, this is the frame of what's going in the middle, and that's going to sit at that jaunty little angle like that. But what I'm going to have inside it, this is white cardstock that I have stamped on, and I want to show you how I've stamped it. I've already done it now just so that there's always an accident when I start stamping. Either I put my hand in the ink or the block slips, so I thought I'd do that ahead of time. But I don't want my videos too long either. But let me show you how I've done it. So I've got a piece of scrap card here. It's already been having a go, look. And let me show you the stamp set. So we're going to use, this is All Things Fabulous, and I'm going to use this image, and which other one did I use? This image here. So I'm just using two. So there's my first one. Now the way I do this, and I would practice first. So take that bigger image and just load up your, this is Rococo Rose ink. Put the ink on the block, and you're going to stamp off once, like that. And then what I did then on my card is I then stamped it so it's lighter, much, much lighter. Then you get your other image, and rather than stamping off, we're just going to stamp and then go straight onto the flower like that. So it's the same colour, it's just a darker version of it. So I stamped that all over my cardstock, and I just turned the flower around each time, and I made sure I stamped off as well. Just came a little bit off the edge of the paper. And so I'm going to layer that up with that piece of basic black. Let's get some glue on the back of that. And I'm just going to sit this. So this piece of white cardstock is 4 3/8 by 3 1/8. And that's just going to sit there right inside those lines. So because I'm using liquid glue, I've just got a second or two to get that in place before the glue sets. And then just schmooze your glue with your bone folder or a ruler or something like that. It just spreads it out. And then we're going to put that on there like that. So even though I couldn't get my Rococo Rose cardstock to sit behind this, I think the black just gives it a really nice frame. I think it really makes the colour pop a bit more. But I've still been able to match that on there. So that's going to sit behind there. I'm just going to get my glue again. And just sit that there, just so that it sits just in from that border there. And other than that, it doesn't really matter where it goes. Now the next thing we need is then two thin pieces of cardstock. I've got one in black. This is 1/2 inch by 3 5/8 of an inch. And that's going to sit there. I'll glue that on in a minute. And then I've got another piece. This measures 1/2 inch by 3 1/4. And I've taken the sentiment, wishing you all things fabulous. I've taken that sentiment and I've stamped it using Rococo Rose, and I've stamped that onto the white, and that's going to sit on there like that. Now if you're wondering why I haven't done all of this stamping on camera, it is literally because it's very difficult for me to be able to see this and get everything straight. My eyesight's really failing me now. to be able to see things close up, it's quite difficult for me. So it's just better that I've done things ahead of time. So I hope you don't mind. There are some videos I do where I do, do everything in real time. But with the more intricate things, I don't. It's just a bit too difficult for me. So we've got that along there. And then this is just going to sit here. Now I've been thinking, do I raise that with dimensionals? Or do I just keep that there like that? And at the moment, oh, I don't know. No, it's going to go down with, oh, I don't know. No, it's going to go down with glue. Hopeless at making decisions. So I'm just going to run that. Let's run a bit more glue along there. Oh, that's a bit thick. It's a new glue pot. And I've put the sentiment right at the end of that cardstock. So I just want a minute just to eyeball that. Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe I should have stamped it in black. I don't know. It doesn't matter. There's not a rule book. And there we go. Really simple card with three very simple colours. So the white, the pink and the black. And I think the black really brings the pink more alive. I think the pink with the white is just needed a little bit extra. So there you go. I hope you like it and that it inspires you to have a go at some really simple stamping. I'll be back again soon with another project for you. Bye bye.